right side of your screen. But Kyle Busch was the second fastest truck on the racetrack 2 laps ago.
Look at Hornaday. He's still trying to chew down on the bottom of the racetrack, but Kyle took that truck that he damaged.
No rubs. I don't see any felony.
And is running it right outside, right out by the wall.
Here comes Ron Hornaday to the inside. He's trying to take third away from Todd Bodine.
Right there, first, second, third, all time in wins on Mile and a Half racetrack. Todd with 10, Hornaday with 9, and Kyle with 8.
You know, Phil, my experience here at Charlotte is if you are tight, there's a little bit more grip. Your truck will free up if you go right out next to that outside wall. So I think Kyle found that line, started running high. It helped his situation with the damage to his truck. But then when he got going up there, he found Todd in his way. So now he's going to have to try to figure out if he can get to the bottom and get around Todd.
That was able to use that pesky mirror to see where Kyle was running.
Elliott just went by his brother Hermie. Side by side for third. Kyle Busch to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get by the 30 of Todd Bodine.
Looks like he and Hornaday both are going to try to do that. Kyle makes it. Hornaday's watching this.
So Todd Bodine drops back to the 4th spot, Adam.
Perhaps the reason why we've seen Todd Bodine drift back just a bit, Rick. Loose end now is what he just reported on the truck. They had adjusted on this thing when they made their pit stop at lap 26, and now Bodine having to deal with lap traffic. Hornaday may get the best of it.
Hornaday to the inside, trying to take the spot away. That is a battle for 4th. Hornaday running in the 5th position, down at the bottom of the racetrack once again.
Remember, my trip down memory lane was 2008. Matt Crafton took the lead when these two drivers right here crashed racing for the lead on lap number 130 with just 4 laps to go.
There you see the 2 of Elliott Sadler. He is leading this race. Behind him, the 29 of Brad Keselowski. Running second. The separation now a half a second.
Yeah, Elliott's got that truck running really well now. I think the tire advantage that some of the other guys might have had over him has now gone away. They've equalized, and Elliott's proven he's got a really fast truck. The last 2 laps, he's the fastest truck on the track, driving away from Brad Keselowski.
Brad Sweet just in front of Elliott Sadler. It looks like Elliott's going to go to the high side of the racetrack to get by the slower lap traffic. So Elliott Sadler trying to shake off the bad luck and get his first ever win in the Camping World Truck Series. Welcome back to the North Carolina Education Lottery 200, presented on Speed by Toyota. After rains came earlier in the day, they have passed, and we have great racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
What a beautiful sight.
That makes me so happy.
Elliott Sadler out in front of this field. Brad Keselowski running second. He's 0.45 seconds behind Sadler. Kyle Busch has moved back up into third after brushing into the wall, doing a little damage to the right side of that truck, but he soldiers on. Hornaday running fourth. Todd Bodine in the 5th position.
See, Brad Keselowski started back in the 10th spot, made his way up to second, put 2 tires on that last pit stop. There's that battle continuing for the 4th position of Hornaday and Todd Bodine. Hornaday a few moments ago was able to get by Todd.
Yeah.
Now Todd's fought back.
Yeah, he drove away from him by about 10 truck lengths. And then next time we look up, Todd's found something and got his way back around Hornaday. Wonder if Hornaday had a slip or if Todd just got a new groove working. That's the beauty part of this track. You can go lots of different places and pick up some time. One guy that's going in a hurry is the 2 truck. Adam, what are they saying in his pit?
Actually, they're not saying anything at all, an indication of exactly how good the race truck is. When Elliott Sadler came down pit road at lap 26, it was fuel only. They made no changes to the chassis. And as we said, since they made their pit stop, they haven't had any discussion on the radio. So we know the truck is good. The one concern they may have, after he made that pit stop at lap 26, they weren't sure if they got it completely full of fuel. We are over halfway through a run here to another pit stop, so we will keep our eye on that 2 truck and when he will have to come down pit road under green should we keep going without a caution. Ray?
Adam,
Adam, here's what I don't really understand tonight. Just as you said, Elliott did no tires. On my end, Ron Hornaday did no tires. Both of those trucks currently in the top 5. And the 29 truck of Brad Keselowski, as Phil just said, did rights only. So guys in the booth, tell me what the deal is with tires tonight, because just about everybody on my end of pit road did 4 tires, and I don't see it really paying off.
I think the biggest gains might have been in the first 4, 5, 10 laps after they went green. If you had fresh tires, maybe you could climb over all over some of those guys that didn't. But then it equalizes, Phil, and Goodyear has a great tire. But I think if I'm a crew chief, I'm beginning to get a little concerned. You know, you don't want to run past a full fuel load too far on your same tires. You'd like to have some fresh tires on that truck. Eventually, you can use tire strategy to get some track position, but once you gain it, then you'd like to be able to get some tires eventually.
I think what we didn't see was how good Kyle Busch was going to be on those 4 tires. We obviously documented the problem that he had, that he got loose and got on the outside wall. That's curtailed his speed a little bit, so it would have been interesting to see how fast he would have been able to run with those 4 tires.
We talk about seat time for Narain Karthikeyan. How about that moment he just had on the outside of 3 wide, and then on the inside of him was Ron Hornaday and Todd Bodine going by. That has to be a lesson for young Narain Karthikeyan.
Yeah, we talked about Narain at Martinsville. He got to run 200 laps there, and he understood a lot and learned a lot. He didn't get to have that same experience at Kansas, so this is his first time being able to compete and contend on a 1.5-mile racetrack. And you're right, Rick, he's learning a lot.
We saw Michael Garrity in the 0-1. Now we've got problems for the 16 of Wes Burton. Both of those trucks down on the apron. Sadler continues to set a blistering pace as he's going to put the 12 of Mario Goslin a lap down.
How about that 18 truck is right on the back of that 29 truck of Brad Keselowski. He was a second and a half behind Brad just 3 or 4 laps ago. Now he's right on his rear tailgate.
Kyle Busch riding along with him. There you see the difference between himself and second. Kyle goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Brad stays up high. They will have to negotiate through the slower lap traffic. We'll see who does it best.
Pretty heavy traffic right now. Elliott Sadler has made his way through most of that traffic. Nelson Piquet Jr., the 15 truck on the inside. Brad's going to go around the outside of him. Now Kyle's going to go to the inside.
Kyle goes to the inside. He sees an opening. Nelson Piquet slowed. That slowed down the 29 of Brad Keselowski, and right by goes the 18 of Kyle Busch, taking second away from Brad Keselowski.
Boy, Kyle used that
And
traffic.
all the way. That's good.
Used that traffic to his benefit right there. He got Brad hung up behind the 12 of Mario Goslin.
And Brad's still hung up in that traffic. And Kyle, look at the big advantage he gained over Brad by clearing the traffic sooner. He's got his sights set on that green truck. 2 trucks up ahead. That's your leader, Elliott Sadler. Kyle Busch sideways in the center of 1 and 2. Hit the outside wall. Fell back to 4th. But he's rallying back.
And how much is that in the back of your mind? Okay, I know I have a little bit of damage to the right side. I don't believe I have a tire rub, but boy, you talk about it. The right front tire goes down on a truck at this speed, you're going to hit the wall hard.
Yeah, we've seen evidence of that. It can be a left front tire go down and you can hit the wall hard. You just hit it harder with a right front tire going down.
Timothy Peters following along behind Mike Skinner. You see Jason White just up ahead. He just passed Skinner for that 6th position. Great run for Jason White. Timothy Peters trying to follow through.
Here comes Hornaday going to the inside of the 15th. And here comes Elliott Sadler onto pit road. Could this be a situation where they didn't know if they got enough fuel in it?
4 tires, guys. No changes. We're going on the jack, Elliott. Go on the jack.
Adam Alexander.
We talked about the fact, as you mentioned, Rick, they may be short on fuel, and that would indeed be the case. The pit window somewhere 55 laps or a couple north of that. This pit stop coming at lap 67. He's only been on track 21 laps since they made their pit stop under caution. Butch Hilton calling for 4 tires on this stop. They will make no changes. He didn't take tires when they pitted the first time around, and now the only hope for Elliott Sadler here is that we stay green and it cycles through, but only 41 laps on this green flag run for Elliott Sadler.
And you know, like I said, guys, I don't think you want to go 2 full green flag or gas stops on your same tire. So stopping a little bit early, maybe a little bit low on gas, that's an okay thing. This thing cycles back through. He's going to be in great shape.
Oh, yeah. And you know, with the Lawrence lucky dog now on the double foul restarts. We documented that at Dover last week. That has changed so many ways about how you play this race.
Yeah, you can get a wave around too. So if you got to pit a little bit early and the caution catches you, you'll take that wave around and be right back in the game. But look who's leading the race.
Kyle Busch back out in front. Brad Keselowski runs second. Hornaday, Bodine, and Jason White are your top